When I was making a chocolate cake, I suddenly realized that the color of the chocolate looked exactly like the poop I had stepped on earlier. So without hesitation, I scraped the stuff off my shoe and into the bowl, then baked a whole batch of chocolate cakes. I didn't think twice, and immediately took them over to my new neighbor next door. Watching him accept the freshly baked cake, he even praised how delicious it was.
You did good. Apology accepted, Nigella.
Great. I did this for revenge, because he had provoked me first. The first night after he moved in, he threw a wild party. At first I didn't care, but by 3 a.m. their loudspeakers were shaking the whole building. I was furious. I hadn't slept all night due to the noise, and the next day I could barely drag myself to work. When I got to my front door, I almost stepped on dog poop right outside my door. I had no idea that my neighbor's dog had pooped on my lawn. It disgusted me, but since I was in a rush for work, I didn't confront him. After work, I took a shower and was hoping to finally get a good night's sleep, thinking I'd be able to rest. But once again, around 3 a.m., the unbearable noise woke me up. Furious, I ran over to his house.
Can you just turn the music down?
Seriously, what's your fucking problem? No, look at me, what's your fucking problem? Are you allergic to fun or something? No, get the fuck out of my garden, you fucking grass, go and fuck off! Go and fuck off!
But I had no choice but to call the police. However, the station told me that noise complaints weren't their responsibility and advised me to team up with other neighbors to report it to the city government. Left with no other options, I grabbed a pillow, drove to a quiet lakeside, and slept in my car until morning. When I got home that day, I found out my neighbor had become even more reckless since I hadn't involved the police. As soon as it got dark, they started their party again. I went to knock on the door of another neighbor, hoping they'd help me complain, but they refused because they knew that guy was a thug. No one was willing to help. So I just had to endure the noise, but I knew I had to do something. The next morning, while my noisy neighbor was still asleep, I decided to get my revenge. I grabbed my lawnmower and started mowing my front yard in circles. But after just a few steps, I stepped into something sticky. It was dog poop again, from my neighbor's dog. That was the final straw. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I went home and started baking a chocolate cake. I scraped the poop from my shoe directly into the batter. The cake turned out the exact same color as the poop, and then I knocked on my neighbor's door. I was really happy watching him eat the cake. But then, just as he was about to go to bed, he turned the speakers up to full volume again, shaking the cups on the table. In retaliation, I took out a key my mother had left me before she passed away. It was a spare key to my neighbor's house. It turned out that my mom used to live next door. The next morning, while my neighbor was out buying breakfast, I quietly slipped into his house using that key.